friends. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Welcome to my live. And if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. My name is Robin and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations. And I'm also an independent designer with Couture. So if you are looking for easy to use, easy to clean DIY projects and products, you are in the right place. So once you hop on tonight's live, or you hop on the replay at a later date, please say hi in the comments and tell me where you're watching from. Also, I want to let you know quickly that I'm live in 3 locations this evening. So if you hear me refer to comments that you don't see in your feed, that person may be viewing from a different platform. Also, if you are watching from my private Facebook group, there is a permission link in the description of the video. Clicking that link just allows StreamYard to pin your profile name and pic to your comment. You can choose not to click the link. Just know that your comment will show up in my feed as Facebook user. So I may not know who I'm interacting with, but I will still say hi. I will still chit chat with you. I will still answer any questions. I just may not know who I am talking to. And as always, if you like what you see and think others should see it, please feel free to spread the craft love all over Facebook and YouTube. Hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button, follow, subscribe, and as always, tag your crafty friends and invite them to watch along with you. So with that, I'm going to look over here at my comments. I see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door. He says he loves my earrings. You too can make yourself a set of wooden teardrop earrings. They're easy peasy with Couture silkscreen transfers and chalk based. I see that Stacia is on. Welcome. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this project. And let's go ahead and flip the camera. Okie doke. So I have this. It's about an 8 by 18 door tag that I had in my stash. I bought them probably in 2018 from Michael's a long time ago. So I just had it in my stash. And we are going to use in this room. Sadly, this one is out of stock right now, but it should be back in stock in about 3 weeks. But I wanted to make a cute little classroom type sign, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. It says, in this room, you matter. You have a voice. You are loved. You are respected, valued, and important. You are so worthy. You are safe. Your feelings are valid. You are strong. And kindness is everything. So I thought it was really cute. And then I'm going to do a little bit of color blocking with the leopard print. And this is, I thought it was retired, but it's actually in the specials category. So it's a size D, and there are 4 different prints. So the leopard, I'm going to put a little bit of leopard maybe down at the bottom and maybe a little bit up at the top. And then we're going to add some jumbo beads to our hanger. And then I have some fabrics here. And then the colors we're going to use are mine's Dream Car, but you could use Raspberry Sorbet, Sunnyside, Wild Lime, which sadly is retired, Couture Teal, and Storm. So that's what we're going to use, but I need to paint my tag first. So we'll put all those away. So yes, I am unprepared and did not have my surface painted, but we'll get that painted up really quick. So I have this ginormous bucket O chalk paint. It's folk art chalk paint. I'm not very picky when it comes to my paint. I like folk art and I like Waverly. So we'll use both. I also have, you might think it's weird, but I have a makeup brush. Let's do it this way. That I am using for my wash. But I also have this one too. But these makeup brushes, they're from the Dollar Tree. You can also get these at Walmart. They're just a little more expensive, or they're priced. They're a little bit higher priced, but they hold a lot of paint. And speaking of paint, mine's probably going to be a little dry. So I'm just going to put a quick wash. I should probably do the sides. Real quick. There we go. So how's everyone's week been? Sorry I wasn't with you on Monday. The Daytona 500 got rained out on Sunday, so we were watching it on Monday. We are pretty good race car fans. Let's get it. So if you're from around my area, are you enjoying this weather? It's like day 2 of, Stacia says, spray your brush with water and it won't go on so thick. That's a good tip. I see my friend Ashley's on. She hasn't said hi, but I spy her with my little eye. I should probably add a little bit of water to my, let's just do this, paint, but that is the one drawback to the chalk paint, is that it gets kind of thick. Ooh, that does spread a lot better. Ooh. Let's get the bottom really quick. I like to get my sides out of the way, and then I don't have to go back in later and do those, because then that usually messes up my project. Jason says he's loving the weather. He has a convertible. He's been putting the top down. I'm actually just going to go ahead and spray my board a little bit. If I can get this paint to spread. Anybody have any big plans for the weekend? If you're local, we have 2 spots left in our 18-inch door round class this weekend. That will is $35. It's from 5 to 8 on Saturday down at Cuts and Curls in downtown Salina. My friend Ashley and the salon owner and myself are hosting it. We had a lot of fun at the last one. Caitlin usually gets a yummy charcuterie. There's usually wine involved. A few bottles get uncorked. And a few little door prizes. Okay, let's get that. Let's get that dried. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because like I'll sand the edges. And hey, Miss Kim. Miss Kim is with Adorable Creations and Designs. Stacia is with Vibrant Canvas. I should probably just get the big dog out since it's paint. The quick dry tool is great for transfer designs, but it's not great to dry a base coat. Kim says, thanks for the shout out. Always. Always. You are welcome. Let's let this, it's close to being dry, so we'll let it dry a little bit more. I'm going to pop my paintbrush in there, put that lid on real quick. So these are jumbo beads, and I like to put them on the hanger. I think we'll use these 3 colors. So I have Dream Color or Raspberry Sorbet. I have Wild Lime. Sadly, it's not a current color. And then Sunny Side. Oh. I always keep a little piece of shelf liner rolled up in my little caddy. That helps some of those stubborn lids. Ooh, that one's going to need a little bit of TLC. So, get my water out. So if you don't use these, because they're kind of a natural clay or chalk, they will start to get thick and kind of harden up. So if you just add a little bit of distilled water and give it a good stir, they'll kind of come back to life. I do have another jar of this, but I'll use what I can. You should also make sure your jars look more like this and not like this on the sides, because all of that gunk on the sides keeps my lid from sealing. And then it makes them harden more. Okay, let that. Okay, plus if they're more like this, all of your moisture is down in the paste. If it's on the paste is on the sides, then it's drawing a lot of that moisture up out of your paste. I'm going to put a little bit of water in my lids. And then I've got 3 paintbrushes. Hello, Miss Bonita, welcome. So while we're waiting for my tag to dry, I painted it white. We're going to go ahead and paint these beads for the hanger. So I have Sunnyside, Wild Lime, which is not available anymore, and Dream Car or Raspberry Sorbet. So I just saved some packaging from something that I got in the mail, and I just used little skewers, and this is pretty much how I paint my beads all the time. I'm just going to dip into my chalk paste and I've got a little bit of water in my lid. And so then I use kind of the side of this packaging to kind of stabilize my bead, but yet I can still spin it. And it would be helpful if my paste were a little bit better consistency, but oh, this is thick. So then when I'm doing the other side, you can either turn the box around or you can just flip the skewer around. Oh, that's too wet. And keep turning it so you can get all of the edges. But I'm using the packaging to help stabilize, for the most part, my bead. This one's not going to be very pretty because my paste is all different consistencies. I may have to open up my new one. Okay, let's let that one dry. And then we'll come over here to the wild lime. Just adding a little bit of distilled water gives it more of an acrylic paint feel, but you can paint directly out of the tub. It'll just make it a little bit more vibrant. So I'm just kind of twisting my bead as I go, getting most of this one end. And then I can turn it around and get the other end. Looks pretty good. And then we'll do Dream Car, which it needs a little bit of. Well, my pastes are drying up. Okay, so let's do, this is Dream Car, or you could use Raspberry Sorbet. They're both very similar in color. This is a little easier with acrylic paint, but I wanted to make sure my paste colors matched my bead colors. How's everybody doing? So there's something big coming on March 1st from Couture. So you need to be watching my business page for the announcements. So if you've ever wanted to, well, let me just say, if your wish list has always been bigger than your wallet, kind of like me, but yet you don't really want to sign up to be a designer, there may be something for you. It's kind of exciting. Ugh, this is a mess. This pink one is quite vibrant compared to the rest. Okay, so let's turn that one around. Sorry, I don't know why my camera glitches every now and then. Okay, a few little bare spots. Okay, we're going to let those dry. They might need a second coat. Just a little bit of evening out. Okay, so let's put those away, or at least over there. We'll set these aside to dry. I'm going to put the lids on for just a little bit. We'll see what our tag looks like. Ouch. I think I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to give it a quick sand off camera just to kind of even out some of those paint fiber or the wood fibers that I pulled up when I painted. I just used my little sander from Menards. Get most of the dust off. That definitely feels a lot smoother. Okay, now let's get our wax out. You can use surface wax. Mine, I'm not the biggest fan of it, so I still have a big old can. This is my original can. I still have a lot of it, so we're going to go ahead and use that. I think it goes on a little smoother. So I'm waxing because I want to protect my wood surface from getting peeled up. It also kind of seals in some of those nooks and crannies, but it also protects my transfer from sticking so hard that it pulls or distorts. So I'm just getting a little bit on my wax applicator. Oops, making a big old fuss. Making lots of noise, sorry. And I'm just gonna rub that in. Either my ring or this can messed up my paint, but that's okay. So I'm going to turn my applicator over and just kind of buff it in. A little bit more. Don't forget to spread the craft love if you can. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you haven't already, there is a check-in post that I posted on Monday. But since I didn't go live, I carried it over to today. So you can participate in that to be entered into tonight's gift away. But make sure you come back. Okay, so let's bring in our transfers. I'm going to do it this way, I think. And switch those. I just don't like seeing myself so big. Hello, Corinne. How are you? Welcome. So again, I'm using the in this room transfer. This one is currently out of stock. I apologize. I picked it before I realized it was out of stock, but it should be back in stock in the next 3 or 4 weeks. But if you already have it, this would be a great project. I also have the small leopard print from the 4 found patterns. This one is in the specials section on my chalk site. It is 50% off, so it comes with 3 other great patterns. Corinne says she is good. So what I'm going to do is put this one in the middle and then kind of color block on both sides with the leopard. So I happen to have some masking tape right here. So I'm going to kind of mark so if I go 3 inches up roughly, that should work. Okay. I'm just going to roughly eyeball it and see. So I'm just going to put a piece of masking tape just going to kind of place it, and then it's pretty close. I think that's uneven. I think I have it too far up now. Oh, they're too far up. Okay, Robin. Okay, so I've got that side, and then I'm going to turn it around. Maybe just even line that up down there. So I think if I pretty much go corner to corner there. So I think I'm going to do the inside first, though. So actually, let's not tape yet. I will save those for a little bit, though. Okay, so let's just, I'm going to work with this one first. That way I get it where I want it. Because it's new, I want to make sure that I write on the back side either the transfer name or just the word back. That way when I'm all finished cleaning, I can put it on the backer sheet correctly. And then because it's new, I'm going to go ahead and fuzz it. So these are, if you're new to Couture, these are reusable silk screen transfers. They are reusable about 8 to 12 times, depending on how well you take care of them. You can get more uses out of them the better that you take care of them. And actually, many designers have exceeded the 12 time parameters. So I'm just knocking back a little bit of that adhesive so that it's not so sticky that it wrecks my wood or sticks so much that it stretches and then isn't usable anymore. So I'm just eyeballing it literally. Just kind of making sure I have equal room on each side because I can see the edge of my tag. I'm just going to burnish it down. Trying to get all those air bubbles out. So we're going to bring our colors back in. So again, I have Sunny Side, which needs quite a bit of TLC. I've got Couture Teal, which probably also needs some water. I have enough. And then I have Dream Car. And then I have Storm. And it kind of goes with all of the colors that I picked out of on my fabrics. Plus these are just my favorite colors. I'm going to stir a little bit. Yeah. I've let some of them get a little too dry. So I'm just giving them all a little bit of a stir. I did spray earlier some distilled water. I need to take better care of my pastes. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to do the paste and peel method because otherwise my pastes are going to dry. So I just got to figure out, what colors I want, where I want the colors to go. I'm going to use this Storm the least because it's also going to be my leopard. So let's turn this around. Let's start with Sunny Side. So I'm just going to dip a little bit on my squeegee. And I also need to be mindful of my edges. But I just want to drag the color across the silk screen. And I'm trying to paste away from the other phrases so that I don't accidentally paste down. So I try to paste away from where I don't want to paste, except for this edge. So I can lay a little bit more down. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and peel that up. probably should have started with a darker color. And I'm going to dry that area really quick. Because my pastes are a little bit more stiff, I don't want them drying in that silk screen. So I'm going to pull them up as soon as I'm done pasting them. And then I can burnish back here. Okay, so let's do you matter in teal. Sorry, I'm going to be concentrating. Probably going to be quiet. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so let's pull that one up. Oh, that's my favorite color. I think once I get that gray leopard up against that sunny side, it'll look better. So I'm going to do You Are Loved in Dream Car. Or Raspberry Sorbet, whichever one you choose to use. If you do this, of course, you can do any color. You could do all one color. You could do, and this isn't necessarily a classroom transfer, but it's perfect for classroom. So if you have a teacher who has a specific color wave theme in her classroom, then you could go with that. Okay. And then I think I'm going to pull that one back. I just don't want to run the risk of my paste drying. So let's do this little area in Storm. Whew. She thick. It does not want to spread. Yeah, I'm gonna do some TLC on my pastes. Hey Margie. Late. You were watching a fashion show. That sounds like fun. Was it on TV or were you there in person? Oh, that looks terrible because it's so dry. Well, I'll have to fix that one. This is what happens when your paste is super dry and when you won't even go through the silk screen. Wow, that sounds like fun. I'll have to come back and fix that one. I won't use, like I said, I don't plan on using Storm very often because it's also going to be the leopard. Oops, I haven't used this one yet. Wild Lime. It does sound like it's a lot of fun. Where did you stumble upon a Facebook fashion show with giveaways? Just about went too far. That's how paste should be. This is the consistency paste should be. Kind of like sour cream and yogurt. Because then you have time to come over here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and release it though. I'm not going to dry it because I can just lay it right back down. So I'm going to come in here with the teal and do Respected. Pastes are so thick. And then we'll come back and we'll do Valued and Important. Let's do that in Sunnyside, a company out of Toronto called Mink Inc. That sounds like fun. I forget that you're in Canada. Let's turn it around. It's just sometimes easier to paste that way. Okay. Let's come in with with Dream Car and do You Are So Worthy. This would probably be easier with a multi-tool. All of mine are dirty. Or they're at least, they've been washed, but they're not handy. So I just kind of turn my squeegee the way I need to. I could also, because I have so many, let's just cut a few. Feel free to cut your squeegees. They cut easy with scissors, and then you can get into all those little nooks and crannies. Okay. What color should I do next? So we have you are safe, your feelings are valid, and kindness is everything, and you are strong. I think I'll do this one in gray, and then it'll match that one. I only have one lime, so maybe we'll go back to teal here. If I cut all those, I probably won't use them. These, like these subway art inspired transfers, they're a lot of fun. They look really cute, but they're a booger to do with this paste and pull method. Usually take a little bit longer, but it ensures that your I'm a mess. Paste will not dry in the transfer. Okay, let's add a little bit more water to that one. I'm not going to use that squeegee because that's just gross. It's all caked on there. I need to be careful that it doesn't get too wet. Because then it's going to bleed through. If I can get that pushed down in there. I need to take a little after let's pull the gray. I gotta wash my hands. Otherwise, I'm gonna end up with color everywhere. I at least wanted to get that pink off. Okay, so let's burnish that down and we'll do lime. I'm just making, this is just my desk is a disaster right now. Okay, I think we're done with that color, so we'll close that one up. I have made a gigantic mess. I have paste all over this one. Oh, Lord have mercy. Does anyone else make a big mess like this? I feel like I end up wearing half of it. Okay. And then make sure you don't pull it so far off that you lose the end of that one. Okay, so last one. And then we'll have to go back and fix that gray one at another time, but not right now. I'm a disaster. Trying to get all these covered up. Pretty. Okay. So I will just take, when I'm finished, I will take this over to my utility sink and I'll let it soak for just a skosh, not a whole lot, just to kind of get that paste wet again with some water. Use my board eraser on the front and the back, and then it will be almost as good as new. Jason says, I do soak my squeegees, yes. I try sometimes to clean them as I go, but yeah, I'll soak them, usually overnight, sometimes, or soak them for a while and then clean them with just a sponge. Let's put those away, Robin. We don't put them away later. Okay, if I don't clean this off, it will get everywhere. So I wasn't done with my gray. But you know what? I think that gray is about gone. So, Corrine says, wow, that's pretty. Thank you. So just don't mind that gray because we'll have to come back and fix that one. But here's kind of what it looks like. This one isn't the greatest looking, but it looks better than that one. I'm going to cheat, I think, because my gray is kind of stiff and dry, and I don't want to use it. So we're going to use the hack that I did the other day. I just need to go grab my acrylic paint and my chalky powder. Hold on just a moment. Just trying to figure out what color to use. So if you run out of a color or you want to try to match, like if you painted with a certain color and you want to match acrylic paint, or you run out of like a chalk paste and in a pinch you need to use something else, you can add this Coco's chalky powder to just regular acrylic paint and it works pretty much the same way. Now I'm not saying don't buy chalk paste, but I'm just saying in a pinch or for a specific reason, this works. Like if I need to use my gray and it's so hard that I can't use it or it ruins my project, then this is where this comes in handy. So I'm just gonna, and this is pretty thick paint already. It's old, so it's fairly thick. So I just want to get a little bit, it says to mix like two tablespoons of powder to 1 teaspoon of paint makes a 2-ounce jar, which these are 3-ounce jars. I don't want to make that much. I just kind of make it as I go. And this would actually kind of mainly work as paste, but I'm going to add a little bit of, I'm just going to add a little bit at a time. I just kind of want to get it to a chalk paste consistency. Get all that added in. This would probably be better in a rounded, like, cup, but I have a bajillion color trays, so I might as well use them. I think I might add just a skosh more. It's a little runny. I used to be able to get that at Hobby Lobby. I don't think they carry it anymore, but you can order it online. Probably Amazon. I'm going to add one more. Sorry. I know you don't want to watch me. In my little chemistry experiment here. I just like the fact that you can use a lot of different mediums with the transfers, like etching powder, torch paste, some of the other stuff I've seen used. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so let's bring our picture back in. And my masking tape. I don't think I'm going to use masking tape. I think I'm going to use some placement tape. And hopefully that won't pull up my design. You know what else I'm going to do? I'm just going to lay this down over my design and then put my tape down so that I can still get a crisp line, but hopefully it won't wreck my design. Anything up here, find a long enough piece of backer sheet. Just trying to protect my design a little bit so it doesn't get totally wrecked. Okay, so let's grab our leopard mess transfer. We'll do the bottom first since we're here. And I've used this one a few times, so I'm not going to fuzz. And let's get a squeegee. I made way too much. To come up with some other projects to use gray. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Super fun. Would make some really cute earrings. Almost every day I get into my jewelry box and I'm like, dang it, I need to make some leopard earrings. Maybe I could make some gray ones since I have so much paste left. I'm just gonna, oops. So this is a little bit more, it's a little grainy, but it works just as well as chalk paste. But I'm not saying that chalk paste is the best, but if you're in a pinch or need a specific color that you may not have, this works too. It's kind of a nice little backup. Oops, I have made a real mess of my desk. Again, I'll clean this one up the same way I clean up the other one with a little bit of water. Hopefully this doesn't pull off my design. And hopefully it's not too crooked. It almost kind of reminds me, it gives me composition notebook vibes. This would be the perfect teacher gift, I think. But I'm also a little bit biased. Look at that cheetah. It's probably a little crooked at the bottom, but there'll be so much stuff up here that nobody will notice. Okay. Now I gotta get rid of some of this gunk. It'll end up making a mess. So here's my beads. I may cheat and pick paint colors that are similar just to get a more vibrant color. And pink. I'm going to cheat and throw on another coat of paint on these. Jason says, love it. So this is sunny day. Just throw a really quick. See how many tools we can dirty up in one evening. That's way too much. I should have just started with paint, but I just want them to be a little bit more vibrant and a little bit more even. I just have paint that I need to use up, so it's a good excuse to use it. So I used to get these beads at, well, they weren't really beads at Hobby Lobby. They were like dowel rod ends. So they didn't have a hole all the way through. So we would painstakingly drill the rest of the hole through. So then I just said it took too long and it was just too many extra steps. So these I bought on Amazon. But I think I actually found, so these were the ones I bought at Hobby Lobby that were just the dowel caps. Were in the craft department with all the wood turnings and findings. I think I found some that are this size. They're in with all the jewelry beads. And then you can get them when they're half off. You know what? We're just going to punt. We'll just do a different. We'll just do teal instead of green. Forgot what color I did. This one's now going to be teal, which might end up being a prettier color anyway. So I just use this random packaging and a skewer, and it kind of holds my bead. And I can use that. I can kind of push the bead towards the edge of the box, and it kind of helps stabilize the bead while yet still allowing me to turn it. And then I can kind of flip it around to do the other end. Get those ends. I like that color better anyway. It's a happy accident. And then pink. So has anybody got any plans for the weekend? I think we're actually going to go to I have the paint party on Saturday night. And again, if you're local, there are 2 spots left. So I have that Saturday night, and then I think we're going to go to Topeka to an boat and RV show, just to kind of have a little fun. We've been looking at RVs online, just watching review videos for down the road, kind of near retirement. But we thought that would be kind of fun, something different. See some in real life versus just online. You know, Jason's 6 foot, so whatever we would get eventually, we need to make sure he can fit in comfortably. Sorry, I've already been on an hour. Sorry, you have to hop off, go right ahead. I wouldn't blame you. My videos always end up so long. But we're almost done. I just need to let these dry. Which those won't take long. And then we'll add the tassels. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Of course, I may still be cleaning up all this mess on the weekend. Okay. Sorry, I try not to waste stuff. Okay. I'm going to flip that over so hopefully some of that paint gets contained. Let's pull out our fabrics. So I have these fabrics. This back. Oops. So I picked out a gray bandana. This is kind of a sunflower and it has a very faint pink chicken wire in the back, but I did it mainly for the yellow. And then I have this one with it has the pink, the dream car, and the teal. I have a mint teal bandana. And then this one kind of brings in the lime green. Try to give myself a little bit of room here. So let's pull out a pair of scissors, stretch, and I'll just make some fabric strips really quick. So I'm just going to cut some slits in this fabric and tear it. I'll do one more. So there's that one. So here's this bandana, and I like to get these bandanas I get from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to tear the seam off, and we may just use that little piece as our tie, so I'll put that over there. So 4 of that piece. And then we'll just might just do a couple of these. And we'll just do one long one and we'll see what we get. Okay, so I'm just going to cut one little slit and tear one big long strip. These are going to be skinny. Oh, flipped my bead out. I think we'll just do 2 of them. And let's fold it into thirds. It's pretty close. And we may be cutting some of these in half. Okay. So I get a lot of these. If they're not bandanas, I'll just go to the remnants section at Joann, Hobby Lobby, Walmart. That one didn't. Because that's what this was. I think, well, no, this one was like 1/4 of a yard. But I check the remnants section almost every time I'm at Hobby Lobby. I think we'll do the same. We'll cut that one into thirds. They don't have to all have to be the same length because you can trim them or you can leave them raggedy. And we'll do a few gray. Then it's going to take me till Saturday to probably clean up. Okay. So I'll just use this one as my one of my ties. And then just start crisscrossing, and I'll alternate. Make sure I don't have the same colors going the same direction. And you'll end up with lots of little strings. Whoops, hit my mouse a few times. Okay, almost done. Okay. So then I'm going to take my ties. And you can either leave it scraggly like this, or you could tie it into an actual tassel. I kind of like cinching it off like right there and just leaving this as a tassel. I think I'm just going to leave it messy. It's just kind of how I prefer it. Some of these are a little long. Just going to give it a little quick haircut. And that'll actually expose some of these pieces up to fray some more. Some of those bandana ends had a kind of the hem. Get some of these there. Whew, I'm wearing most of them. Okay, doke. Now let's get some twine out for our hanger. So for I probably need to see if I can make that hole a little bigger. I think my power punch will work on this hole. Maybe, maybe not. It may not be. Nope, it won't. I should have drilled out that hole bigger. Because it's kind of off center. Okay, we'll make it work. I think I am I'm gonna grab my drill and my drill bits to make it bigger. If I don't make it bigger, I'm not going to get that thick twine through my holes. It's really pretty, and it's really giving me composition book vibes. These may not be big enough. Yeah, hoop sticks. I have to get the other set. Okay, let's see if I can do this without breaking anything. It's quite off center. But that is better. Definitely bigger. Definitely made the hole bigger. But it is so off center. Okay. That's no worries. I'm going to stick. So I just doubled up my twine. I've got the loop here. I'm going to stick the loop through my hole. And then I'm going to pull my tails. That's a yucky piece of the twine right there. Okay, let's get this. Okay, so now I have my little loop. And these are a little rough looking, but they'll work. So then I'm going to get a piece of placement tape. Ooh, an hour and a half. I don't think I've ever been this long before. My apologies. Thanks for hanging out with me if you're still hanging with me. So I'm going to take this piece of placement tape. I'm going to twist it around the end to make kind of a needle to get my beads through. Voila. There's my beads. I just think that's so fun. And then to figure out how to tie on my tassel. I can tie it on at the bottom, or I can tie it on at the top. Or, actually, I remember what I thought about doing. I'm going to tie a knot here, I think. Is that what I actually no, that's not what I wanted to do. I was kind of trying to envision what I wanted to do. I think I'm going to tie a bow or a knot. And I'm going to put kind of a hanging loop. And then let's separate these. And then I think I'm going to tie a knot here maybe. I don't know. Just trying to figure out a way to secure that, which that's not going to work. I have to figure out how to add my tassel. Corinne says she's still here and loves what I'm doing. Well, thank you. Just trying to figure out how. I mean, I could tie it down at the bottom, but it's going to interfere with my. How? Actually, I think I have an idea. So I've got my two tails that I tied it with. So I think I'm going to tie it. Then that covers up my beads. I'm trying to remember how I've done this before. I'm just going to tie it on for now just to be kind of slightly done. And then let me just incorporate this into the actual. I think that'll work. And then I need to try to figure out how to just secure that. I think that'll work. So I'm just going to tie. So I just tied the tails around themselves. So that'll kind of secure that hanging loop. And then let me hold it up. Jason says definitely composition book vibes. And I kind of want those to the side. It's kind of like that. How about that? There you go. Super cute. I love it. Let me hold it a little so you can see some of the design. So there you go. Jason says that's awesome. Thank you. It's kind of sorry. It kind of there. I'll turn it that way. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Sorry it took an hour and 30 minutes, but I appreciate those of you that have hung out this far, either on the live or the replay. Again, I kind of hinted to something big that's coming on March 1st, so be looking for that. The Club Couture transfer for the month is still available. It's the cowboy boot. I did this one right there. So you can see the boots hanging up there. I did it on that round, and it says howdy. And the bandana print is also 50% off. So hit my chalk side up if you want this small little leopard print. It is 50% off right now. This in this room is out of stock right now, but it should be back in stock in a couple of weeks. Some things came back in stock today. Some of the Easter transfers that were out of stock. Did any of you get the freebie transfer that came out today? It was the St. Patrick's Day freebie transfer. It's super cute. I can't wait to get it. Okay, so I'm going to hop off for the evening because I've been on for an hour and a half. If you're local, real quick, if you're local, we have 2 spots left for the 18-inch color block door round class. That's on Saturday night from 5 to 8. You can message me message me if you're interested, and I can get you Venmo information, or I also have that information on my business page as well. With that, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. See you in my next video.